what happens. Going live. Hello everyone, welcome in. We are all here. Mr. Pickles is here, but he's got internet issues at the moment, so he is hiding behind his characters. I am not in my frame at all. I'm completely over one side, which is annoying. I'm going to reposition me slightly, so I'm happier. Yeah, there we go. Apart from that, everybody is here, ready and waiting. So welcome back. I think this is part 7?
Yes, on your YouTube, this is 7.
7. So it's part 7 of the Spelljammer campaign. It's set in D&D 5e. So we've got, well, we had at the beginning, and we still have new characters, new D&D characters. And yeah, we've been going for 7 sessions, including this one. And a lot has happened in that, but I'm not going to, when I get to my synopsis, I'm not going to go right the way back to the beginning. I'm just going to say what's happening currently. And if you want to watch them all, then do go over to my YouTube channel, where you can see all of the episodes. I've just realized that I've taken StreamerBot out of my channel, so that won't work. But yeah, so what we're going to do is that while we're waiting for StreamerBot to get its act together, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and what fantastic characters they are playing tonight. And as always, we go to the mysterious hidden world of Mr. Pickles.
Yes, I am Mr. Pickles, even if you can't see me. This is the voice that is the Pickle Man. I am playing Jennifer Eben. If you've been watching the series, that would make sense. She's a human druid. She follows the circle of wildfire, so that means she likes to burn things down a lot. But she has the belief that everything goes into a circle. Anything that burns into ash becomes fertilizer for everything to grow. So she has a lot of fire spells, but she also has a number of like growth spells, and those related to plants. And so she tries to use both equally, but fire seems to hurt our enemies a lot more. She's not terribly charismatic, mostly because whatever she says to people, even if it's good words that are effective, people get distracted by her persistent smell of campfire. She was raised by dwarves who thought she could be a perfectionist brewer, but she's not quite. So that's Jennifer Eben, and I will throw the microphone over to Chugawugga.
Hi guys, I'm Chugawugga, and I am playing Pericleus Simmersut, who is a arcane trickster rogue. So he's a rogue with a splattering of wizardry magic thrown in, but the spells that he casts are normally focused on the illusion and enchantment schools. He's the son and only child of a rock gnome treasure hunting duo, and he continued in his parents' footsteps and became a treasure hunter himself. He's around 3 foot tall, has a well-maintained beard and walrus mustache, wild eyebrows, and an abundance of ear hair. He's skilled in history, at least as far as the history of Faerun goes. He doesn't know much about wild space or where they are now. When it comes to combat, well, he prefers to hover on the fringes of the melee and strike when the opportunity presents itself. His other passion is tinkering, when he likes to come up with useless trinkets that basically do nothing at all but overcomplicate simple tasks. And I shall pass on to a Medivac.
Why, thank you as I chew my chocolate raisin. Right,
Nice.
I'm Medivac. I'm Medivac, and I play Solvar. He's a Goliath barbarian. He really thinks of nothing more than protecting his family. And since these binds have ripped through the world that he once lived in, this group is now his family. he will do pretty much anything to protect them. He's a little bit clumsy in a way, especially in combat, and it's something he's trying to stop being, but it's not going to happen. So this group now knows not to stand in front of him, because there is a chance they may lose a head or an arm or a toe. He's very proficient with his great axe. He goes into a rage and single-mindedly throws himself at monsters or anything that's attacking him. But in the same sense, he also has the ability to detect anything dangerous or that could hurt him around him, which is brilliant. He's a little bit of a cook. He's not tried anything yet, but he does have his little cooking utensils that he does carry around with him. He tends to wear just a loincloth because the cold doesn't bother him anyway. And with that, I shall pass on to Captain Kangaroo.
Hi everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. I am playing Sanctus Erroneous tonight. He's the healer of the group. He's here to buff everyone up and get them all ready, so that way he doesn't have to fight them himself. And honestly, if they're feeling down and kind of down in the lumps, he just has to remind them to pray. And as long as they accept the nice gratitude of Lathander, then all their wishes and dreams and blah 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 will come true. Whatever makes sense. But I'll keep it short and simple and pass it off to Matt D.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Ty, who is a wood elf monk. He was raised in a forest where he learned to live within nature, appreciate nature, and also studied the ki that flows through all living things. He is usually very expressive in his movement, but he's found that very hard to do right now since he's been in space, because space is kind of different than just being on his normal planet. And an attack against nature is an attack against him. And since someone has attacked all the nature, it's now up to him to find out who is responsible and get his revenge. And with that, I'll give it back to our game master, inwils.
Thank you very much. Yes, and the party managed to take some of their revenge in the last session. So the party have fled their world and were brought via Captain Sertel to the Rock of Brawl. There they met a gif that looks a bit like a hippopotamus called Commodore Crooks, who said that he actually knows an alliance or group of people who are rising up against the astral elves, who are the people who are responsible for the destruction of the party's homeworld. They went on the second wind, which was Commodore Crooks's spelljamming ship, and they were pursued by somebody called Hastain, who dimension doored onto their ship for combat. He never got a hit in. He never got anything done until he was just pummeled on the ground. Sad to say, though, his jellyfish friend that he was his friend and transport took.
They were roommates.
Yeah, and the jellyfish ship didn't like this at all. So the jellyfish, at the loss of their companion, sent out a psychic blast that actually disabled and destroyed the second wind's spell jamming system, chair and helmet and everything like that. And so at the end of the last adventure, the party found themselves still on the second wind, but adrift in wild space. And that's where we left it. Does anybody remember whether or not any time had passed? Had I said whether or not you were able to have a long rest or short rest or anything?
No, we
like that?
did say lost in space.
Yes, we did say that. Well done. We'll see how many lost and adrift in space you need to say. Can everybody see the ship?
I can't.
I see it.
Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Yes.
Oh, I should
can.
probably put.
Yeah, I've just moved it up a
it's
bit.
gone.
So the living ship that they're on actually has a treant on it called Starbow that Ty befriended and Jennifer healed. Well, encouraged plant growth, I think it was. Is that right?
Yeah, I used a 3rd level spell of plant growth over a period of time longer than normal use to enrich and double the growth, I guess.
Yeah, and that made Starbow really, really happy. And yeah, there was some really exciting, tense discussions going on between Ty and Jennifer and Starbow. And yeah, so what did I say that you could have a long or short rest at the end of last adventure or not?
You didn't know.
Okay, then. So you actually have the possibility of taking a short rest before the next part of the adventure. I'm not too sure whether or not anybody's injured or anything like that. I don't think anybody took any damage last time. So I don't think you'll need to invest hit points. I'm not too sure. Sanctus and Jennifer, do you get spells back in a short rest?
I don't think I do.
I think maybe a few. I had to look, but
I
know I
got
get my
my key
wildfire.
points
I
back.
between essentially from when we got on the ship and the guy on the jellyfish attacking, I didn't really do anything. I wasn't able to do anything because we killed him so fast. So
Yeah, I think you just
in
did
most
your
cases.
Bondy thing.
yeah, so that's fine. That's all I was able to do. So I'm all good.
You're all good.
I'm all great. All right, I'm fantastic. But Sanctus actually has a nice little thing. His long rests are only like 4 hours, and they're meditating.
Yes, yeah. That I remember reading that, which is lovely.
Yeah, same thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Perfect.
Yeah.
So
It's an
does
elf
that
thing.
how long is everyone else's short rest?
Well,
Short rest is normally an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so it won't be the same thing. It's like we can take a long rest while you noobs take a short rest. I get it.
yeah. And what about Jennifer? Did you say you get some
non-elves? Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. Jennifer, do you get spells back?
I don't believe I do. I know I get my wildfire spirit / wild shape back.
Nice.
But I haven't used any of that, so I'm good on resting. I'm gonna be in the kitchen brewing up some horribleness.
Okay then. So you should be able to see your ship floating adrift. You can actually see the treant on it if you zoom in. So it's quite a nice little ship going above the clouds. Yeah, so you are. Is there anybody who would like to do anything before we progress with the next part of the adventure?
Yeah.
as I'm-
Pericleus wants to take a short rest, but before he does that, he wants to use his wand of magic detection on the trident that Hastain dropped.
Oh, Hastain, yeah.
Is it Hastain?
Yeah.
It was Hastain.
Let me
And then depending on whether or not it radiates magic, if it does, he wants to use his short rest to attune to it to find out what it does.
Yeah, by all means.
He's thinking to himself that maybe this was what allowed the Hastain to teleport over to the ship. He didn't actually see it happen, but he's thinking that it may be a way to get back to the jellyfish ship.
Yeah, jellyfish ship has moved off by now at the end of the rest. And just to let you know that, there's no magic coming from the trident at all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Within,
Anybody? Yeah, go
One
for it.
thing Sanctus will be doing, the two followers he's able
Oh
to garner.
yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I forgot their names. I wasn't able to write it down.
Sam and
but-
Decker.
Sam and Decker, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to use his newfound intrigue with them to essentially, pray and do, all his nice showboating things. So that way he can at least occupy himself while waiting for anything or anyone to have an
Yeah,
idea what to
nice,
happen.
nice. So just roll your influence or persuasion.
Ooh.
Sorry, is it?
Persuasion? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, where are you? Oh, baby, come on. Give me the good stuff.
Come on. Give me a high score to start off the set. 15. Yeah, they seem to be incredibly engaged and listening to your wondrous stories that you're telling about your god and what he has done, etc., etc. So they seem to be even more, they admire you because you are a vessel that your deity's goodness plows through. And you notice
Just a messenger for insightfulness. That's all.
Yes, exactly. You do notice that as sometimes they're going about their chores, they do keep looking back and smiling and nodding as if to gain your appreciation, or to see whether or not you smile and your god's divine presence smiles down onto them.
Perfect. That's all I need.
Excellent. Anybody else want to do anything else after the short rest?
Yeah, can I use this time that I'm spending with Starbow, counting leaves and sort of distracting myself from everything that just happened?
Yeah.
Can I use that as my short rest?
Yes, by all means. That's not
All
a
right,
problem.
that's what Ty will do.
Secure in the bowels of Starbow, in that little leafy platform that he made for you in the last session. Yeah, you're at home up in that tree, and it almost feels like, as long as you don't peer too closely through the leaves and see wild space beyond that, it almost feels like home. Almost feels like home. For every moment just for some of those moments, you suddenly think, I'm back in the forest and everything is good. Brilliant. Yeah, anyone else?
Is this after the short rest we're on now?
Well, it's during the short rest. So at the end of the short rest, the next part of the adventure will start.
Yeah.
Okay, then. All good to go then. So you sort of like grab an hour's short rest, and there's various activity on the second wind as people are going about their business, trying to avoid the thought of being adrift in wild space for a huge amount of time. And shortly after the short rest comes to an end, so just about an hour and 10 minutes later, there comes a cry from the lookout, and the lookout is pointing across wild space at a group of what seems to be giant whales. And the lookout shouts to Commodore Crooks, King Dory, Captain, King Dory. And I will add for you a little picture on the map of what you are looking. I'm just going to put one of them on, but they appear to be many of these. They appear to be. Can you see them?
Yeah,
I see one.
Yeah. So the one sort of like I don't know if you can press Z on your, but if you select the token,
Is it like 10 of them or like hundreds or
yeah, it's
thousands?
it is exactly. Hang on, because it actually tells me. Yeah, it looks like there's a pod of about 10 to 20 of them. They look very similar to what would appear to be migrating whales or migrating birds. They seem to be very unhostile. They just seem to be quietly, almost like gliding through wild space. They're some distance away. They're about 100 feet away from you, but they seem to be totally non-hostile, but seem to be going in along the same path as you might have been going into.
Pericles, upon seeing them, he wants to run up the steps to the to get onto the highest points where he can see them, and he wants to get up to the edge of this ship, and he wants to cast a spell. He wants to do minor illusion, and he wants to use it to amplify his voice a bit.
Okay, go for it.
And he wants to shout out across wild space, "Help!
Yeah. So you sort of like
Over here!"
you go up. So is there a saving throw or anything?
No, it's just casting time. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. So I'm trying to get it as loud as I
Yeah.
can.
And you sort of like scream from the top of the brow, help. And, you know, so some of the sailors look round to you, and one very close to you sort of like looks at you and sort of like says, they are animals, you know. They probably don't speak our tongue at all.
No, I'm not familiar with this species myself. I would have no idea, but thank you very much for informing me. Can we get their attention?
Well, as you say that, Commodore Crooks turns to you, Jennifer, and he's seen you in action before, and he sort of like looks at you and mentions, he sort of like says, the Kingdori are attracted by light. Maybe we can attract them over here. And he sort of,
with light.
yeah, he seems very keen on light, and he sort of like tells some of the sailors to grab lanterns and to sort of like start waving these lanterns from certain points of the ship that are facing the Kendori. Yeah, is there anything Jennifer would like to, or anybody else like to participate in this?
I can help out a bit on this one. I have thaumaturgy, or thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
I can like make flames like brighten up.
Nice.
So I can help out with that. If our druid wants to create a flame or a light source, I can help brighten it up a bit.
Yeah, I guess if fire is what's needed, I'd like to use flaming sphere, because I can have it within 60 feet of range. It's 5
Nice.
foot wide, and I'm hoping that maybe I can have it go up rather than be like a
yeah, so not on
flat
the ship.
land.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Almost like a beacon.
Yeah,
High up,
exactly.
yeah.
I want to just like hold it up like an orb of flame above my head that's not touching the ropes, hopefully. And I want to cast it at the lowest level I can, because I don't need to really torture anything too much. Yeah. I guess I'll roll it, but I don't think that.
I don't see what.
Yeah.
That's nice. So there's a lovely 5 foot sphere of dancing fire, and Sanctus, you amplify it as well. And there seems to be, it's making the second wind a very attractive place to go. And you notice that the Kingdori start to change course. They seem to be almost like attracted to these lights. And at this point, Commodore turns round to you, Perry, and Sol, and Ty as well, and he sort of like shouts to them, We need to get a line to them and somehow get them to tow the ship.
As they're doing that, I'm going to ask Jennifer. You're into animals and all that nonsense. Can you communicate with these beasts?
That's a lot of presumptions, but
I just, you're always seem to be like.
He can barbecue them. She can barbecue them, but maybe not.
yeah, very well though too.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we have to accept our miracles and still, work on them. So, how about this? I will help out and try to intrigue, and maybe I can benefit anyone throwing a rope, like on their dorsal fins or something.
Yeah.
Keep up the flame.
It will do.
If I have to, I can.
You never have to do anything.
But I would like to. No, that's not it. Is it not aid? Yeah.
Just while Sanctus...
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah, just Perry and Sol and Ty, is there anything you would like to do in response to the captain's cry?
Once Sol hears a cry, he's going to literally run around the deck, gathering all the rope he can find that's not nailed down.
Nice, yeah.
If it's not long enough, he'll tie pieces together.
Good one.
And
yeah.
then hopefully he'll kind of put either he'll shout to the captain and say, "Does it want an anchor on the end so it sticks on these things, or do you want me to do like a noose?"
Captain Commodore Crooks turns to you and he says, because the Kindori are getting rather close now, attracted by the light, and he says, we either try to lasso one onto one of their fins, or we get somebody across there who can then tie the rope around it, and then hopefully it will then, once we extinguish the lights, maybe it might return and pull us, and then maybe anybody on it might be able to gently persuade it to go in a certain direction.
That sounds like a right good idea. Where's Jennifer? Not Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer. Is she good with animals?
Jennifer, you're so... There's so much
wrong kind of druid.
There's so much stereotyping in it.
It's rather offensive to me.
Turn into an owlbear.
Never wild shape.
It's because you're a Disney princess.
Yeah, turn into an owlbear.
Go on, do it. Prove it can happen.
We're not used to pyromaniac hippies.
Like if fire was the animal you were talking about, then yeah, it's a different story.
All right. Well, we
Do you want me to cover him in oil?
I swear I had something to help benefit this.
Barbecue time. I have to say, at the moment, Jennifer has made it quite clear she cannot talk to Kindari. So...
Oh wait, that spell I forgot about.
You know what? No, I'll go ahead and try it, and I'll sarcastically say, "Hey, you want to help us out here?"
And as you're saying that, they seem to be mesmerized and sort of like floating around watching the light, and they're making that weird whale noise, that go like this that you can hear.
Harry,
can
you if I throw you across this rope, can you tie it on and maybe direct them in the right direction?
Yeah, so there is, now that they're getting close, there is a possibility then anybody who's nimble-footed might be able to, well, they could definitely try to vault over the gap and land on the Kindori. And then, and then, as you said, Sol, yeah, they'd probably be able to tie on the rope or catch the rope, and then maybe start to steer them if possible.
Pericles is going to look at the distance and sort of like do a quick calculation in his head as he sort of like works out the speed of those, and how far away it is, and he'll turn to Sol and he'll go, "Do it."
Oh, I was also going to help, but I was going to Starlight Step.
After spending some time counting leaves with the tree, Ty will realize that maybe there is more nature out in space than just the nature that was on his planet, and he probably shouldn't give up after just saving this little piece of nature that he just knew about. So he will calm down, and he will offer to help in any way he can. So if someone needs to get thrown and maybe try to latch onto a whale, Ty is willing to try.
Yeah, so is the plan that somebody's going to jump across, or Sanctus, are you just going to step across? Is that what it's called? It's called something like that.
Yeah, like Starlight Step or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to be the...
Well, it's going to be kind of simultaneous because Sol's got a rope in his hand. Perry's just gone, Sol, yeah, I'll do it. So this is going to be simultaneous. He's going to just grabs Perry
and launch
the
it.
Rope into his hand.
Okay, nice one.
And then
then
across. But if somebody else at the same time wants to go across there, brilliant. It's all instantaneous.
Okay.
I can probably help catch him. If worse comes, yeah.
Okay then. So Ty, are you jumping across as well or not?
Yeah.
Okay then. Sanctus
we probably got off by the time he's got down from his tree, etc. though, haven't we?
So Sanctus, you don't need to use a roll because you can, if it's within your range, you can just go over there. Sol, you're going to chuck Perry, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So you pick up, somebody frantically ties a bit of rope onto Perry round his waist just before he goes. So can you please make for me a strength athletics, so athletics based on strength roll, and the DC is 15 for it.
Right. I need to get this right because if it hits the side of this thing, it become a peri sword.
yeah. So DC 15.
There we go. That should have come through as a 24.
Do you have advantage on it?
It's when I'm raging.
Because if not, it's a 14.
In which case, do you know, would he have raged? He wouldn't have raged.
No, he wouldn't have done.
No.
So you can use
You probably have a point of inspiration.
Yeah, you can use a point of inspiration if you wish.
Do I want to use it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So.
Come on, RNG.
Has put his foot down there. He's realised as he's about to throw, he's going to not throw correctly. So he's going to try to recorrect himself.
Yeah.
Throw him to me.
Yeah,
All right.
and that's miles better. And you sort of almost do 1, 2, 3, and chuck Perry. So Ty, you're going across as well. You've got a piece of rope attached to you by one of the sailors, so you need to do an athletic strength check with DC 15 as well.
All right. It's gonna take a big run up and oh boy.
Do you wish to use your inspiration?
He's gonna see Solvar recalculate his throw, and then he'll also recalculate his jump.
Hopefully.
Well,
yeah.
Better.
So you sort of dive across, and sort of you look like everything is going right, and you're going to make it. But unfortunately, they didn't give you enough rope at the other end, and somebody's still holding on to the rope. So you jump across, and Sanctus and Perry, you see Ty doing this wonderful jump across, and then all of a sudden it goes whoo, like that as the rope, and he suddenly goes swing, and he goes down underneath the ship, and they start to frantically pull you up. Ty, Perry and Perry and Sanctus, you are on the one. Unless do you want to be on the same one or separate ones? It's completely up to you.
I'll be on wherever Sol threw me. I don't know whether or not he threw me onto the same one as the one that Sanctus was on.
I just drew with the closest one.
Okay, then. So, okay.
I think we're on the same one.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Sanctus. Thank you. So you're both on the same one. You've got pieces of rope attached to you. So what would you like to do next?
Is there a dorsal fin? You could wrap it around.
Yeah, you can have a choice. You can either just wrap it around the dorsal fin, or you can try, to sort of like Sanctus could actually hold on to a bit of the rope, and Perry could try to go underneath it and sort of like make like a harness. It's completely up to you, whichever way you would like to do it.
Perry, what are you feeling?
Can I use Mage Hand to take the end of the rope and manipulate it so that it goes round without me having to sort of like try?
Oh yeah, nice one. Yeah,
have it going down. So the Mage Hand sort of like grab the end of the rope and then take it underneath, and then we
fantastic.
Bring it back up,
yeah,
and we tie a good knot.
Yeah, so you don't need to make any rolls
we'll tie
for
it
that
underneath,
at all.
but then we'll tie it on the other end of the other side of the dorsal fin, so that it gives it a bit more stability.
Okay, so no rolls needed there at all. And so you've now got this in a suitable position. So the next thing is to try to direct it along your original route. And so who's going to be trying to tug the reins? Is it going to be Sanctus or Perry?
Is the flaming sphere still?
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking better. If we can maintain that.
Yeah. What you need to do though, you need to extinguish the sphere, so the Kindori move away.
More of moving the sphere so that it's going in the direction that we want them to go. So they.
Oh right, yeah. So
like
how
on a stick?
How long does the sphere last for, Jennifer?
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah. So I mean, is it like a normal spell or is it an ability?
It's a second level spell.
Okay, so you would do you say it lasts for a minute?
Yep, up to a minute.
Right, okay then. So you could sort of like put it out for a minute and then it's up to you. It might be that the Kindori just keeps going in that general direction, and then you might have to recast it again. Just so you know, and apologies if I got timings wrong, I mentioned that in the Discord. Sort of like Jennifer, you're sort of like concentrating, you sort of like ask Commodore Crooks how long it will take, so you know roughly how many spells, and he sort of like looks and has a thinks, and he thinks that there's possibly about 72 hours of travel left. So it's up to you, Jennifer. You can either use it and hope, and then when you turn it off, hope that the Kindori start going in the correct place, or or people can try to steer them in the right direction. Either or will be absolutely fine.
We'll see what happens. If they don't go after the sphere, then we'll see whether or not we can steer one.
Okay then. So let's just say then over the next 72 hours, so you don't need to roll to steer it, that you can just use your second level spell, Jennifer, because it's 72 hours. What you're going to have to do is probably make some course corrections as you go along, but you've also got time for rests in any case. So you won't be using up all your spell slots or that or anything like that. So yeah, you can easily use that to guide the Kindori over to Topolah's tower.
So I can take a long rest.
Yeah, so you will have 72 hours now, so you could take long rests, etc., etc.
Who's in charge of repairs on this ship? Is it Mr. Flinch? I know he's the seam master, but
Well, he can do repairs. Yeah.
okay. Pericles, when he's got time, he wants to find out whether or not the Spelljammer helm on the second wind can actually be repaired, or is it a complete write-off? He wants to know basically once we get to Topolah's tower at the edge of Doom space, whether or not we're going to have to find another ship, or whether or not this can be repaired so that we can carry on as normal.
It certainly can be repaired, and probably.
Does he have any estimation on time, or?
Probably once you finish with your business at the tower, it'll be ready
Cool.
to go.
Thank you.
Okay, then. So along the way, you glide through wild space as you go, and in the end, you see Topolah's tower come into view. You should all be able to see the tower. You should be able to see the map. Can you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So just to let you know, I've put it. You'll see why you can see all of it in a second. But notice the big map to the left. There's sort of like the cross section. Is the first one to be looking at, and as you sort of like make your way towards it, you notice that it's a crooked tower that perches on top of some kind of small asteroid, surrounded by a cloud of twinkling cosmic dust. And as they get closer, through his spyglass, Crooks examines the rock upon which the tower stands, and the decrepit wooden pier that juts out from one side of it. And he turns round and he says, "Mr. Finch, he says, ready the jolly." And at this point, you notice that a rowing boat is lowered down. The second wind have two of these long boats on the deck that allows people to row from one ship to another ship across the gravity planes. And you definitely see that the rickety wooden pier might actually have got damaged if the second wind actually flew into it. And he sort of like invites you all onto the jolly, which is definitely a small rowing boat of some description. I don't think you all know what a rowing boat is. I'm not going to show you what a rowing boat looks like.
A row of boats, right?
A row of boats.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's like a boat that rows.
exactly.
No, that very nice madness.
I'll find a picture, then we'll pop you on it later. Yeah, so he sort of like encourages you all on. He's Crook sort of like looks around and he looks at you, Sol, and says, "Well, normally it's the strongest person that takes charge of the oars."
Okay, boss, I don't mind that. I could do with a morning workout.
Yeah. And it seems to be almost like a strange reaction, Sol, because it feels as if you're rowing against nothing. But the oars do work, and they do transport you through wild space across once the two air envelopes have overlapped. And as you make your way to the dock, you see scores of pelicans and mollyhawks and smaller birds nesting on the asteroid, and they squawk as you approach the rickety dock.
Is there any other ships moored at it? Or
No.
Is it empty?
It's completely empty. And at the end of the dock, 2 grey shark-like creatures fight over the remains of a pelican. A woman with frayed robes and bare feet sits on a rocking chair at the base of the tower, watching these 2 shark-like creatures fight over this pelican, her face half hidden by a wide-brimmed hat that has a blue jay perched on it. The woman leaps to her feet and brandishes a staff and snarls, "Go on, get!" A fiery spray springs from her fingertip, frightening away the shark-like creatures.
Pericles is going to turn to Commodore Crux and say, "Is that your friend, Topolah?"
Yes, he says, "That's Topolah." And he sort of like says, "Topolah!" And she sort of like looks up and almost like brings her wide-brimmed hat back slightly. And she sort of says, "By my soul, would that be Crux?" And he sort of like waves to her, and the Sol, you carefully take the jolly to the dock where you all disembark. And Topolah comes up to Crux and gives him a warm, friendly, almost hug. She's quite small and her arms don't actually reach completely round Crux. And Crux introduces you to Topolah, and she vigorously shakes anybody's hand that is given to her.
Yeah.
And
Pericles offers his hand.
And the blue jay sort of like looks down and squawks all the time, as if it's her attention is given to you rather than it. And Crux, she sort of like says, "Now, I can't imagine that you're here for a pleasant visit, Crux." And he says, "No," he says, "we've actually got some business with you." "Oh, business, you say? How exciting. And these are your friends, I assume?" "Yes, these are my friends." And she says, "Oh, right." So she says, and Crux sort of like says, "Look, she says, wait, no. The tour of the tower is first. No business until we've had the tour, the tower tour." And she goes off, encouraging you all to follow.
Pericles is first. He loves a good tour. He's very intrigued.
Okay, does anybody want to stay at the dock, or do you all want to head on?
I'll keep going. Yeah, there's no reason for me to stay.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
see the
not-
tower.
I'm really
gonna
suspicious.
tie up the boat and make sure everything's safe.
The jolly.
The jolly. And put the oars inside and then lumber along behind everybody else.
Brilliant. So just so you know, I'm going to give you some general description, and then Topolah gives you a sort of like a sound bite of each area. So you should be able to see the map, and this is why the map is not all dynamic lighting, because we're going to move from one to the other. So just so you know, the ceilings and floors have openings in there that actually connects the tower to the 3 levels, and a magical rope and pulley mechanism serves as the elevator, something that Perry would probably be very interested in, but Topolah just sort of like when Ash just waves her hand and says it's magical. In order to activate it, Topolah just holds onto the rope and says up, and you go up, or she holds onto the rope and says down, and they go down. Just to let you know that all the tower is brightly lit, but it's not by torches or anything like that. It's by continual flame spells. And Topolah demonstrates how she can adjust the flame to reflect the mood in each of the areas. From the outside of the tower, it looks like there's no windows, but Topolah sort of like demonstrates that she can make a window appear just with the flick of her hand, or a window to disappear at the flick of her hand. And she seems to be very proud of this, and then she takes you on the tour. So we're going to start on the first floor. Oh, so you can probably see little people, yeah? Little robots. So those are auto gnomes. Okay, so they're almost like little servants or robots, and they're in the areas where you can see them. So on the first floor, Topolah says to you and sort of like takes you round, and there seems to be 4 ringed garden terraces lined on the walls of a cylindric chamber. And the gardens are vertically spaced every 10 feet and are brimming with luscious fruit, vegetables, and golden wheat. And 4 mechanical gnomes wearing harnesses tend to the plants. The harnesses are attached to ropes that pull around pulleys affixed to the ceiling, enabling the gnomes to hoist themselves up in the air and then move to one plot to another. You can see this in action. And Topolah says, most of my sustenance comes from these plants, she says. I get regular deliveries of fresh soil from the Dorwar merchants, and they get some homegrown food and birds' eggs in return. And she looks at the gnomes and she says, Ulrich 1, Ulrich 2, Ulrich 6, Ulrich 8, keep up the great work, well done. And the auto gnomes sort of like turn, and as you leave that and you go up on the elevator to the second floor. So this floor houses a modest kitchen. There's 2 mechanical gnomes here preparing dinner. Furnishings include an unmade bed, a wardrobe that is topped with birds' nests, and a bookshelf that is packed with astrological texts and even more birds' nest. And Topolah says, this is my living quarters where I read my books and take my meals. My auto-gnomes have no shortest of recipes. Today's repast is, would you believe, deep-fried night scaver meat. Yes, with a lunar bechamel sauce. Should be nice. And she looks over to the 2 gnomes and she says, Ulrich 4 and 9, well done. Pay no heed to our guests. They're here to actually come for dinner, so make sure you make some more. And they eagerly go off, and you're taken up another level to the 3rd floor. And you can see here that 2 mechanical gnomes are using rags to polish an amazing looking 10-foot long copper telescope in the center of the chamber. Dozens of star maps lie on tables that are also littered with sketches of planets and otherworldly landscapes. And this is my observatory, she remarks. I acquired my auto-gnomes from the same fellow who sold me this telescope, she says, pointing to it. which allows me to spy on all the worlds in this system and to gaze at stars in other systems as well. Topolah then walks across the room and touches a wall, whereupon a tall opening appears in front of the telescope, and she says, well, would you care to have a look?
Yeah, Pericles is
Sure.
there before anybody can even move.
Yeah, I mean, you can look out through the telescope, and you can see a variety of stars and planets out there. It looks very much awe-inspiring.
Does it have any levers or anything to pull?
It probably has some kind of focusing and, to make it zoom in and out that you can play with.
Maybe gears and stuff.
Yeah.
He'll start twiddling.
Brilliant. And yeah, anybody else, if anybody else wants to have a look out of it, and if probably anybody who, like you, Ty, probably gives you a little bit of vertigo or dizziness as you feel that you're looking out across a huge amount of space. And after a while, Topolah sort of like gets a little bit not bored, probably more impatient, and says, right, let's go back down and grab something to eat. And she sort of like brings you down to the second floor in preparation for a meal. So before this starts, does anybody else want to say anything or do anything while you're on the tour?
I'd probably wait to have a conversation about why we're here and whatnot for when we're eating. I think it'd be appropriate in that regard. But if anything, I'm just trying to avoid getting bird poop on my
yeah, and there's quite a
Sunday
lot.
best.
Is it called guana?
Guana, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of bird poop around, most
I
definitely.
thought guana's for bat poop.
I think it's for birds as well,
Okay.
but it might not be. I'm just trying to go back to my university degree days, so that's where I was going, which was a long time ago.
As we're going through the tour, Pericles, of course, is going to ask a whole lot of questions as we're going round. But when she's finished, when Topolah's finished talking about the mechanical gnomes, and when she sort of like finished them giving them numbers, when she mentions the that one's called what was it, something 9, what are they called? Auric 9.
Yeah,
Auric 9. He's going to say, oh, have you lost one of the gnomes?
and she sort of like turns and says, several, and some are off to be repaired at the moment, but pay them no heed. They're not really real or anything like that, just automatic gnomes. I like them small. You could get more in the room if they're small. And she carries on down the elevator to the kitchen floor, and by the time you get there, the auto gnomes have produced some food. It seems to be on platters on the floor, and Topolah just sort of like slumps down. She grabs a cushion or pillow from her bed and sort of like gestures to the room. She says, do sit down, take what you want, eat what you want. And she sort of like looks at you all and she says, don't worry, it's not poisoned.
What
Very specific.
Yeah. Pericles will dig in. Whatever it is.
Mm. And so you all,
yeah,
go for it. Are you all sitting down for?
Yeah.
I'll try to find like the less poopiest area. And maybe sit there.
Yeah, and if possible, I'll sit, but if not, I'll stand.
Yeah, so you can find an appropriate place to sit, Sanctus, and Topolah is sort of like almost like giggles and says, the poop what hurt you, you know? It's just poop. It's just poop. It's probably not even wet any longer. Probably nice and dry. Don't worry. It won't disturb or stain your lovely clothes or anything like that. And yeah, Sol, you can probably kneel is probably a good way, almost like a samurai warrior. Is that the pose you would adopt, Sol?
I will, yes.
Yeah.
Just to sort of like.
That's what I imagined, yeah. And it's the food that you taste is pretty good food. And once you've had a few mouthfuls, Topolah turns to Crooks and says, "Why were you here? Why are you here?" And Crooks tells them about, talks to Topolah about the direction. If you remember, you're going off into Doom space and you need a map for directions into Doom space and to the rendezvous point to meet the other people who are in the circle, the inner circle against the astral elves. And she sort of like says, "Oh, yes. And Crooks sort of like notices something's a little bit different and says, "Topolah, are you not telling me something?" "Well, I can tell you." And she says, "I don't have the map anymore. It's gone." And Crooks sort of like lets out a huge, "Oh, my giddy aunt." And she says, "But," she says, livening up with a twinkle in her eye, he says, "I do have something a little bit better if you would like to have it or borrow it."
Is it your memory?
She looks at you and laughs and says, "No, my memory isn't worth anything. It's a device that when activates, it allows you to see where all the planets and stars within your area of space are. And then, knowing that, you can then navigate safely to the rendezvous point. It's perfect. It's probably the best thing that you can actually have. Once you activate it, it's almost like an autopilot."
A gnomish invention, is it?
No, a magical invention.
No. By gnomes.
No, by mages.
No mages?
Now, Toppler, is there any way we would be able to receive this item so that way we can make our way to, finishing our mission?
She says, "Good idea. Yes, I am prepared to exchange it."
All right.
And that twinkle in her eye goes, and you just hear Crooks go, "Oh."
Or
Pericles is going to take a belt pouch from his belt, and he's going to put it on the table, and he's going to say, "Gems worth 100 gold pieces."
And she lets out a hearty laugh. She says, "Those are no good for me. I have no need for things like that. Well, I wonder if you could help me with a certain problem."
Are you feeling really low? Is that what you're feeling, like you just have no forward momentum in life?
Well,
I think I can help you out with that.
the thing is, I'm being, yes, slowed down. I have,
Definitely help with that.
there is something, and she magically opens a window and has a look out, then closes it again. I've had a creature that is prowling around my tower, and I was just wondering whether or not you could, say, dispatch it for me. As you can see, I have no boat or means to travel. But it's not. Now and again, it keeps going after the birds down below. And, well, yes, every time it whacks into the asteroid, my whole tower looks like it's about to fall down.
How big is this creature?
Oh.
What information can you give us about it?
Well, It's a void scaver. I call her Big Mama because she's enormous. I'm surprised you didn't see her as you came across, but then she can be hard to see, being a void scaver, if that makes sense. They can really blend into wild space. Oh, except for her big single eye, of course. Yeah, I'll give you the object if you slay Big Mama for me.
It's easy, right? We slayed many creatures before, right? That's gonna be no problem.
No
Even
problem.
ourselves, right?
No
Right,
problem at all.
Didn't she say we need a ship?
We have something of a ship.
No, because by the time we finished here, the second wind is going to be repaired.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is it a loan of this magical device, or do we get to keep it?
I'm happy for you to keep it.
It's a deal. A deal. And Pericles will take his gems back and stick them on his belt pouch.
Brilliant. And she sort of like heads off to...
Do you have any words of advice?
She says...
I've never fought a void thingy what's it before.
And she says, just don't get swallowed.
Right. So I'm gonna stay back, but I'll support you guys because I think you guys got it.
Yeah.
I prefer personally like enjoy not being swallowed.
So it sounds, she heads back up to the observatory up at the top, and Crook sort of like looks at you all and sort of like says, do you think we'll be able to take it out with the second wind?
Yeah, we can.
I think if we take it on with the second wind, we might have to recall it the third wind if we survive. But yeah.
Have you ever encountered one of these things before, Commodore?
And he sort of says, no, but I think they're a bit like large predatory snakes or sharks, and they have a single eye stalk with a red glowy eye. Many times people say that you never know it's there until it suddenly appears, and then it could be too late.
And are they? Well, I mean, I don't know whether or not you've heard any stories of them, but are they prone for attacking vessels in their general area?
They'll attack anything.
Maybe the plan would be, mind you, the second wind is inoperable at the moment.
Based on their description of this beast, am I able to based on I'm a wisdom based guy. I do a lot of reading. Am I able to figure out what they're what kind of beasts they're talking about? Would I be able to
You're also
in my
an astral elf, so
yeah. If you roll your animal handling with your intelligence. I don't know what it normally defaults to. Probably something like Dex, but make it your
wisdom.
Yeah,
it's wisdom. So yeah, it's
to make it intelligent. Let's see.
Oh, okay. How do I do that? I don't know how to.
Just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier onto it.
Okay, intelligence is 0.
Okay, go for it.
Rolling the d20.
Oh, the tension.
Oh no! It was close to 19 though.
Oh.
That was so funny because you went, oh no, and I couldn't see anything. And then sort of 5 seconds later, the one pops up.
As far as you know, they're 4 foot long.
Yeah, you're sort of you've heard of stories there's a variety of stories, but you're not even sure that they actually exist.
This silly old woman.
So Crook
Right.
says,
So these monsters, do they ever like board a ship, or is there a because I'm more of a fighting guy, you know, punching, kicking. So am I gonna be able to fight this thing in any way? Or
and he's sort of like,
I think it might probably try to coil its way around the ship and try to crush it.
it does have a long tail.
right. Okay. So when it starts strangling the ship, that's where I come in.
Or when it takes a hefty bite out of it, you can dive onto it, pummel it.
Hmm. Yeah, my previous dive in space went really well, so I think that's a
Don't
great
worry,
idea.
we'll have a piece of rope on you.
Okay.
Okay, then.
So, let's do
So
it.
is
All
the
right,
plan.
let's kill it.
The plan would probably be to speak to Topolah, try to get some more information about when it actually attacks the asteroid. You know, when she sees it most often, and in which sort of like area of the void space of the space.
Yeah, so it prowls around her asteroid, and she think it probably attacks it when most of the time when it's hungry and it needs food. And sometimes she swears that it literally just attacks for fun and for no other reason at all, apart from just being a really, really big pain in the butt.
So the plan will probably be to wait until the second wind is repaired so that we can maneuver, and then probably patrol round the outskirts of the asteroid, and try to get it to attack us.
Yeah,
If
so
everybody's happy with that.
It tries to eat birds, right? So maybe we can use the birds to somehow bait it.
yeah, it definitely seems to want to attack anything that it sees as possible food.
It might be just going after the birds because that's all there is.
Hmm.
If there's a big ship with a whole lot of tasty morsels on it.
I was thinking maybe a big ship with a giant whale pulling it. Maybe it likes whales. I don't know.
Yeah,
Have we still got the?
I had assumed that you had let the poor
Okay,
Kidori
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah go, and then otherwise it is me.
And then when we went into the tower, they all got eaten by it.
Yeah, yeah. Big Mama's just gone around and chewed on every single one of them. Okay, so Crook's sort of like is in the boat, goes to the boat with you because you have to use the jolly to go back over to the the second wind. And as you're going along, he's actually commenting about stories that he's heard of these sort of like this big mama type, this shark like this void scaver actually destroying ships and everything like that. And at that point, Sol, you don't need to do this. Okay, Sol, you don't need to do this. The rest of you, could you make a wisdom perception check? And your DC is 21.
Perception.
Is it a? Yeah, it's okay.
Ties on form.
Nope.
Okay then. So we so I'm the reason I didn't ask for you for one Sol is because of your danger sense. Because as you are in the jolly heading back towards the living ship, the second wind, then Big Mama appears, and it definitely is very well camouflaged. as it comes up. So let me pop it on, and then we will have some initiatives. And then just to let you know, Sol and Ty, you will be able to act in the first combat round. But anybody who failed the roll will not be able to do anything in the first combat turn at all. So you can't use reactions or anything like that until the second one. Right, let me just find Big Mama. She under butt for big.
Big mama.
Big.
So we're still on the asteroid. We're not on the ship yet.
No, you're on the Jolly.
We're on the Jolly, heading back towards the
Oh,
second
okay.
wind.
So you sort of like
Better.
in between.
Wonderful.
Yeah, in between the two. I'm just finding Big Mama, and I'll put her on for you. I've also got a picture that I'll reveal to you in a second. So let me put you all on to this picture. Can you see that now?
We're in space.
Yeah.
Can you see the Jolly?
Hopefully the
SES.
second wind.
So second win in SES.
Hang on a minute. Let me just make the Jolly appear.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, so now let me put you back onto the Jolly. Just to let you know, Crooks is there with you, but the Jolly is too small on the map to actually put him on. But you use your imagination. So yeah, go for it.
Imagination.
I'm
Yeah.
going to make a perception roll because my danger sense is for dex checks.
Oh,
like
thank you.
traps
Yeah.
and things.
So
I'm
make it's a wisdom perception check then. Thank you for that.
a wisdom. Oh, there we go. Yes. Just perception.
Oh no, you're the only person who's going to move in the first one will be the super dexterous pummeling machine, which is
TIE fighter.
oh yeah, I like it. TIE fighter. Okay, then let me just show you this as well.
Oh, great. That's okay.
Okay, can you all see that now? To show
Yeah, he's,
people.
I don't like that they're also in the rowboat on the image.
I don't think the eye stalk is long enough away from its body.
Don't worry.
It's like you see the big sharp teeth before you see the eye stalk.
Yeah, but what it does, it goes, and then it keeps its sharp teeth firmly behind. So let me just hang on, because the first thing I always forget to do is that I need to make sure that the rolls are not coming to me as a whisper, because I always forget and end up putting it as a whisper. Let's just close that. Having issues at the moment. Right. Where is it? Never whisper rolls. That's all right. Alter damage crit. That's all right. Right. I think I've got all that done and dusted. So first things first, and then we might take a slightly early break if that's all right with people. So first things first, hopefully you'll be able to click your tokens and roll your initiatives. Or hang on a minute. Everybody was still on the thing, but that's all right. I can take it off as it happens. So Jennifer, you got a 16, so you got an 8 beforehand, so that's a miles better. Ty, you got a 10 before, but this time got a 20.
Yep.
Which is Perry before had a 14, but sadly has a 12. Saul had a 7 before, but this time got an 18. Which is fantastic. And Sanctus last time got a 2, and this time got a 9. Well done. Well done. Okay, then. So
We're learning.
Let me put you. Yeah, you're definitely getting better. Let me do
Definitely
that.
more feet now. Yeah, for sure.
Do that and that. So yeah. So is everybody all right if we have our break now? It's 5 minutes earlier, but it seems a little bit silly to start the combat and then have the break. So let's take the break now. So we are going to be back at 22 the hour. And yeah, when you get back, we'll see whether or not the party can defeat and kill Big Mama. You come back.
Big Mama.
It's definitely going to be worth it. See you all soon. And here we are. We are back. Everybody's had a move round, but Mr. Pickles is still covered, so we're fine. Okay, so yeah, so just a quick recap. You were heading back to the second wind when Big Mama attacked. Okay, and you needed to roll for surprise. And the only person who's allowed to act this turn is Ty. And, of course, Big Mama as she comes out. And so, yes, Ty, you're up first. Big Mama is like a big shark, but about 20 foot long. They're well known as predators. And just so you know, they need no air, so they can exist in space. They don't have an air bubble or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay, so well, Ty is gonna ground himself as well as he can, and he's gonna, well, he knows from the sharks back on his home planet that they really didn't like to get punched in the nose, so he's gonna try to do that.
Okay, so he's
punch it in the nose as hard as he can as it approaches.
So is that now? People have to tell me. I think Perry, you were talking about this. Is it like it seems to me like a delayed action. Is that what it is in D&D?
He can use it's called a ready action, and basically what it is, he says what he wants to do if a certain condition is applied.
Yeah.
And then he has the choice of whether or not to go ahead with that action. So he could say, I'm going to get ready to attack. And if Big Mama comes within striking distance, I'm going to attack it.
Brilliant. That sounds good. Is that what you're doing, Ty? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Is that like my attack like I would normally attack, or is it just one attack, I guess? Can I do like attack, bonus action, flurry of blows, or is it just an attack?
I'm not sure.
1 second, and I will unless Medivac or anybody else knows. Silent. Medivac.
I missed it, sorry.
We're talking about a ready action. If you do a ready action, can you use all your action, i.e. your action, your bonus action, your move action, once the actual thing happens?
No, it's just
no, because it takes it. I think it takes up. You use it as your reaction.
Exactly.
Oh, right, got you.
Right.
So, what it's saying. So you use your action as your reaction.
Got you. So
or your reaction as your action.
Ty does a wonderful. Oh, you're good.
Okay, so as I will use my bonus action to put up my my cloak of displacement because I still have it.
Nice.
And then I will use my action to ready an attack on.
Okay,
Big
yeah.
Mama.
I imagine you sort of, and then sort of like go, come on, here we go. Okay, then. So Big Mama is going to attack. There's 6 of you in the boat. So 5 of you plus Crooks, Commander Crooks. So I'm just going to roll a 1d6 to see who it actually attacks, unless anybody wants to say anything that would prevent me from doing that.
One more question.
Yeah.
So as my attack, I can normally do 2 unarmed strikes. Can I still do 2?
I think with a reaction, you just 1, but somebody can read
Well,
it.
it's 2 as my attack, and then I can
Oh,
do
yeah.
2 more as my like bonus
yeah.
thing. Because I can hit twice in.
We'll
my
play
one
it
attack.
however it
Yeah.
is, and then we can check it later on.
All right.
Okay, so do you want to number yourselves and whatever's left? If you just type it into chat what your number is.
Might as well just do it how we appear in the boat with.
If you just like to type in chat what your number is that you want, and then the one that's left we'll give to Commodore Crooks. Okay, so I'm rolling a 6-sided dice. So Jennifer's 5, 3's gone, 2's gone, 6 is gone.
I'll have 1.
Sorry, I can type it into chat for you if you can't do it. 1, there we go. And so Commodore is what? 1, 2, 3. He's 4. Here we go then. Here we go. Number 1. It goes for Mr. Perry. So it's going to come out. It's going to do its action, and then Ty, you will be able to act as well. So it comes across and it opens its mouth towards Perry.
Remember?
Yeah, I do. And it should roll them both. Oh, no, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me... That didn't do an attack roll, didn't it?
Yeah, 16 and 20 you got.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I have advantage. That's 20, which will hit you, I presume, Perry?
Yeah, 15.
Okay, so the 20, because I've got an advantage because you're surprised. So you take 47 points of damage, and you need to make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
Even if I'm on death saves?
Even if you're on death saves.
Dexterity, you say?
Yeah, 16. 15, yeah. So it comes out and it sort of like buys a chunk of you, and it looks like it's about to eat you, but by some weird fate, falling back or something, avoids it getting straight into its mouth. Okay, that's my action, but hang on a minute, because I got a bonus action as well. Ty, as it sort of like jumped out and it came across, it saw you there ready to rock and roll. And yeah, could you please make for me a DC 16 wisdom saving throw?
I can try.
16.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, and as it comes across, it bites a huge chunk out of Perry, and Perry screams as unconscious to the floor, I think. And then its eye goes like that, and it shoots out what appears to be some kind of ray. And for a moment, you feel scared and frightened, but you calm yourself with your inner key, and it doesn't actually scare you that much at all. So, Ty, you now have your normal action, which would be 2 attacks. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Go
right,
for it.
let's go. 17?
17 hits.
Okay. For 6 damage. And the second one, 23.
23 hits as well,
Another
obviously.
6 damage.
Ouch.
That's 12 damage.
12
It
damage.
bleeds.
Yeah, as it comes over the boat and sort of like lurches over, it takes a bite out of Perry. Somebody grabs him to avoid him going over, and then it dives into the other side as you're hitting it on the way across. And it looks like it's coming off, and it looks like it will come back for another attack, the same direction. But Ty, you will actually be able to, everybody will be able to hit it as it passes in order. So we're on to round 2 now. So it starts to move past you. And Ty, you're first. So you can roll your full whatever now.
All right.
Oh, pardon me.
25
That hits. Oh,
for 8 damage.
okay.
Go for another punch.
-8.
17.
That hits. Yeah.
All right. 9 damage.
Yeah.
And then I will use one of my key points to get the flurry of blows
Yeah.
for 2 more attacks. That's a 27 crit
That's nice.
Jesus.
for I think 14.
14.
Yep.
Hang on. Let me just make sure. 14. Yeah.
And 1 more crit just for fun. Nah.
No.
Close though.
Close.
8.
8 minus 8. Okay then. Yeah. Sol, you're up next.
I'm at a conundrum here because I'm holding the oars.
You are.
I don't want to just drop them.
Mhm.
Because if we drop them, they're going to float off into
You
space.
could attack with one, and it would be an improvised weapon.
But I'd still need to put the other one down, wouldn't I? Which is an action.
It'll probably be in. It's probably not going to drift out straight away. Crooks could probably. It's not likely to. Crooks is not doing any combat, so he could probably grab them. He can probably grab them both. It's it's totally up to you. You can ready your axe and swing in by all means.
Okay, in which case, yeah, I will.
Rage first.
Oh, I'll be doing it. Yeah, I'm going to be putting the oars in so they don't.
Yeah, so Crook sort of like says, "Give them to me," and sort of like grabs her as you get up. Yeah.
I'll stand up and in one fluid motion, I'll pull my axe. I'll see this huge monstrosity of a thing. I'll rage.
And
Here we go.
go for it, yeah.
Action. Rage. Let's see if this works. Rage. Oh, clear all.
oh, this is so tense waiting for this.
I'm raging. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't need to target doing this. Sorry.
No, yeah, you don't need to target. Yeah,
No.
we're not posh like Foundry.
12.
12 actually misses,
I thought of that.
but you can use a point of
I
inspiration
don't want
if
to
you
use a
wish.
point of inspiration. I want to do this.
Dun, dun, dun.
That does
Wow.
hit. That does hit for crit.
Wonderful. Right. So here we go. Let's see if this works.
At
It's
20.
a crit.
Oh, this is so tense.
See,
Wait,
that-
Plus
that's not-
9.
That's
Damn.
not critical damage. That's crazy. 14. So it should be another 12 in there.
so you did. You rolled 1d12. What's the 1d12?
That's my damage 1d12.
And
Are you
then
rolling it on roll 20 or D&D Beyond?
No, being D&D Beyond.
All right.
1d12. What's the +6?
That's my strength modifier.
Okay, and then that's the rage damage after it, isn't it? So it should do another
12, isn't it?
another 12. Yeah, so 26.
Mm.
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Minus 26. Yeah. Okay then. You done?
I am.
There's not a lot of places to move in this boat.
there-
And can I say, if you all dash to one end, I am catapulting
flip up.
Commodore Crooks towards the thing. Jennifer.
one way to
I
save
just have
him.
a quick question.
Sorry,
so
just
the
before
thing-
you go, Crooks leans over to you and says, "Can you talk to this thing, or is that not in your power?"
Oh my lord! I'm gonna waste my entire turn. So this creature's mouth, when it opens, it's pretty wide mouth. Like,
It is.
would it be possible for me to cast flame?
Dive in there.
No, have my flaming sphere dive in there.
Okay then.
Like,
So
if I cast into its mouth, is that
Okay,
something
so-
I can actually do?
yeah. Okay then. So what you would have to do is that if you roll, and it's up to you, you can change your mind if you wish. If you roll and take disadvantage and hit, it go in its mouth. Okay. Otherwise, it's just a normal hit to the shark, and you don't need to have a disadvantage with it.
Okay.
Alternatively, you can just stand next to Ty and look pretty, and use a help action, so Ty gets advantage.
I'm not gonna make funny faces at the whale monster to get help here. No, I want to throw. I want to give it heartburn. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere at a 3rd level.
Yep.
It does a little bit of damage. And technically, it's a dexterity save from.
Are you trying to put it in its mouth? Are you taking disadvantage?
Yeah, like put it right in its path as it's like opening its mouth to bite.
Okay
it.
then. So go for it. Roll, and you'll need to roll twice, or it automatically roll. And we'll see. 15's what you're looking for.
Okay. So my other spells like have a +6 to hit. Do you want me to use that instead?
Yeah.
Because this is normally like a DC save. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll a D20.
Sounds fair.
20 +6, and I'll roll it twice.
Oh, I thought it was 14 then. But I haven't seen.
It's not even.
Ooh.
No.
Can I use my inspiration with this?
You can, by all means. So
Would
you
that
can
just mean I roll
again, and we
once,
take
or
the
roll twice?
highest one. You just roll again. So we're taking that. 9 is your first roll. So you can use your inspiration roll. Oh, so close. So it does 13. You go for the more, you miss it, and you don't hit anything, but it looks pretty impressive. Does that disappear now, or does it stay around?
It still has they'll have to like roll dexterity save when going through it. So if I
Good.
concentrate,
Okay then.
it's
So
there.
remind me next time as it makes its pass, or when it sort of like goes through it on this one. Yeah, just remind me.
Okay.
Do you want to roll it now? Roll the damage. What do I need to roll?
You would need to roll a dexterity save of 14.
Okay, let's get it out the way. I only get a 6, so give me some damage.
I'm helping.
You are helping.
Am I 13?
Ouch!
Yeah, I'm trying.
You are definitely trying. Anything else? Any bonus actions, etc.?
No, I guess I don't. I can't smirk as a bonus action, so.
Yeah, you can smirk if you wish. Perry.
I'll smirk at the Commodore then.
Yeah. Perry, are you down to exactly 0, or are you in negatives?
No, I'm in negative, so I'm going to make my first death save,
Yeah, brilliant.
which is a success.
Excellent. So
I
that's
have to get 10 or more.
nice. So that's your first one done. And yeah, Sanctus. By the power of Sanctus.
He knows what's to do now. He knows to help out. So he's going to amplify his buddies, and then also afterwards save his buddy too. So first staying emboldening bond, I'm going to do.
Is that your
Is it three
bonus act? Is that your action or bonus action?
That's my action. My bonus action is going to be saving Perry.
Nice. So embolden. What on Saltai and Jennifer?
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best.
Jennifer,
Perry.
Jennifer, you got an embold.
Wait, I'm off the bench. I'm part of the team.
I'm part of the team now. We got you.
So
Down, coach.
So Sol, Ty, and Jennifer, remember each turn you can roll an extra 1d4 and put it to whatever things.
Does embolden mean that Jennifer can talk to animals because she's
Yeah.
I'm purpose within the group. Yeah.
No, we're not giving her that much. She can just roll a 1d4. Then that's it. So that's your action. Did you say for that?
Yes. And
Yeah.
My bonus action is going to be healing word on Perry.
Nice.
Yeah. So here we go.
Roll some healing words for Perry.
All right. So
12 points.
Yeah.
So if I was on -2, that's
You're now on 10.
It's going to put me on 10. Thank you.
Nice. And then, is there anything else you want to do? Sanctus.
That's all I can do.
He's
those
too
two
excited right now.
Yeah. Okay. Perry, you're still down on the floor at the moment. You're sort of like healing, getting up. And we go for the next pass because it's Big Mama's turn again. Just to say, if it hits a 1, okay, we just roll. I'm rolling again because I can't actually see Perry at the moment.
Right.
Oh,
For Perry.
he's had one.
Yeah.
Oh no!
He needs Perry.
He needs peri sauce. This is why.
Perry's close enough to a bird size that he.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think if he rolls one more one, he just
Perry
misses.
can never go back.
5.
That's me.
Okay.
That's me.
Is that you, Jennifer?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny.
Here we go.
Hit me in my
Talk
DC
to it, say
16
no.
or AC.
Jenny on the
Right.
block.
Here's my swallowing bite coming in. 24 will hit you,
Ooh.
and you're
55 damage.
55 points.
I am at -10 health.
Nice. And just before you do that, could you succeed on a DC 16 saving throw?
Of which DC?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Yeah.
Oh,
A
that's right.
dex saving throw.
Remember, you add +4 to this.
Me.
Or 1d4.
Oh no.
I mean, I got a critical, so
Beautiful.
You do not
You
get
swallow the fish.
swallowed, but you do collapse to the ground. And at that point, who did damage to it? Sol and Ty, yeah? Sol, do you want to be...
Yep.
Who wants to be odd and who wants to be evens?
I'm odd.
Okay.
All right.
No, that's
Even
just
it
a
is.
statement.
Yeah, that is an odd. So, Sol, would you like to make a DC 16, your favorite roll ever, wisdom saving throw?
Not really, but we'll give it.
You're good at
I would have
wisdom.
liked that roll.
Yeah, I know you will. Come on.
Why isn't it giving me the option here? What the hell's going on?
I don't know, but you're building so much
Just gonna
tension.
roll it.
Even.
Oof.
Okay, then. You are now magically, unless you have resistance to this, I don't know. You are magically feared. Do you have any resistance or anything
you
to that?
can't fear me if memory serves me. Give me 2 shakes.
Okay, it's magical
I can't-
fear.
I can't be charmed or frightened while raging.
Okay, so it fires its eye at you for its bonus action and notices that it has no effect on you, and that's the end of its round. So we're going back to the top of the round as it comes back again, and Ty, you're up first.
Oh yeah, I know where its weak spots are now, so I'm going for them again. 22 will
That
hit
hits for what's that, 7?
for 7.
Yeah.
17
Hits.
for 8 damage. Then cross out another key point, and I'll hit 2 more attacks. 14
Misses. Yeah.
and a 23
That hits.
for 7.
7. Oh, at least it's down to double figures now.
All right, cool.
Sol.
All is well.
Let me just clean my screen that I just sprayed on.
He's only got an arm class 15. You beat Hastain. He had an arm class of
True.
19.
If he's only got a 15, I should have hit him twice on because I could roll there. Anyway, don't matter. Right, let's have a go. Here we go. So, yes, I'm going to brace my feet.
And swing. That hits.
Could I have used the embolden for that 14?
Yes,
Yes.
you could have done if you want to roll
Alright.
a 1d4. Well, it's going to hit it. You can use it, but it won't. It'll hit in any case. So just do the
Alright,
damage
cool.
on it. Oh, do you know I was getting
7
worried
more damage.
because it. Right, that'll take us down 19.
Almost forgot about my
Yeah,
holy
no,
hand.
good one. Right, yes, Sol, that hits.
Right, there we go. Bit of damage for you.
Thank you. That was said so politely. Can I just say so?
Sorry.
Here's some damage for you, if you would like to take it.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah,
And just another one.
just enough one.
Because
Yes,
Of course, you know,
I don't mind. Just do your best.
we're British.
Do you-
Oh, he misses.
Well, then what you got an embolden, so you can
Oh,
roll
I've got a
1d4.
D4.
Hit a 2 or above.
Oh, track the dice. Why? Go on. 3.
Yes.
Yes, that hit.
Thank you for the embolden.
Sanctus is just da-da. There's like a glowing backlight, and he says,
Thunder, help
He-
us out, buddy.
he's just flicking his hair. As he does it. Sorry, what was that? 15.
15 again, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that again, I'll do a
Ah,
and you know, pass it on to the next person.
I'll pass it on to the next. Yeah, brilliant. Jennifer, what do you look like?
I'm at -10 health, and I'm trying to decipher what the death save bar that has replaced my hit points means. I think
So
I'm supposed
you-
to roll death save.
Yeah, so you roll a d20. If you get
Okay.
above 10, you get a success. If you get below 10, you get a fail. If you get a natural 20, you automatically go up to 1 hit point.
Quick question: does
Um,
the embolden work on this as well?
It does.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20 plus d4 in one smooth motion. Then, here we go. On a highway to hell.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Fail me again.
I just don't believe that.
I can't believe he swore, to be fair.
How, Jennifer, how much help can we give you? Come on.
It's like just buy the
You just
lottery
want to die.
Why didn't you just talk to it?
And that brings us nicely on to Perry.
So I'm going to use half my movement to get up from prone,
Yep.
and then I'll use my free action to draw my short sword.
Nice. That's got a nice amount of damage on that, because you'll be able to sneak attack as well, won't you?
I'll be able to get a
Sneak attack.
a sneak attack as long as if it's next to
Is it like
somebody else.
3d6 is your short sword?
No, my short sword is just 1d6, but then my
There you sneak
is an
attack. Yeah.
additional 3.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know what.
So you roll, but you don't have embolden.
No.
But it's a little bit pointless, Jennifer, having it at the
It's a miss.
moment. Yeah, unless you want to roll, use your inspiration dice.
No.
No, okay then. Sanctus, looks like your help is needed. One more. You are hold.
Sanctus can save us now.
Yeah, well, he can definitely try to save Jennifer, who's bleeding
I have a
all.
question.
Yes, Jennifer.
Um,
Can you
just
get
can I
worse
use-
than 2 1s? No. That's probably-
Well,
Don't challenge him.
So when I took 55 damage, and I put that in, it automatically gave me 1 failure on the death save chart, it looks like. Is it because I got 10 over that it gave me 1 automatic failure?
No idea, but we'll look at it. So just assume that you've just got 1. Oh, and
Then
by
if
the
I
way,
rolled
your
the critical failure there. Did that give me 2 fails?
not that
or just
I
1 fail?
no, I don't think it's nasty like that. But
Okay.
I do have
Otherwise, I am dead.
you do have a bit of sad news though. Your flaming sphere's gone.
Oh, yes.
Yes, a wand gives you 2 death saves straight away.
There you go.
So, okay, then in that case, depending on what the
The
reasoning
first
is for
answer.
that first one.
So, but did he roll a 1 or did he roll a 2? Because
Roll a
he
2.
got the embolden.
Well, the 1 would be the first. Oh yeah, no, he hasn't done a critical fail because he would have rolled a 1, but then the 1d4 would have taken it up to a 2. So you actually took a 2.
helped us
But
again.
Yeah, I see what you mean now, Matt. Good point. Good point. So
So I am just 1 step away from death.
Yes.
Rather than
Praise be,
actually
praise be.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And Sanctus, we're up to you.
All right, I'm going to use Balm of Peace to make myself all silky and beautiful and make everyone like, wow, he's so good looking. I can fight now. So I'm going to use that and help out my friend Jennifer with some healing.
Nice.
Let's see what I can do.
Come on.
Come on, you guys.
Just don't roll 1s. Jennifer's had enough of 1s.
Nice.
Don't forget your exhaustion when you come back.
12
Don't know what that means, but I'll try.
12 points,
Points.
which takes you up to 2, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then I'm gonna kind of boost things up a bit as well. And as my wait, that's not the thing. What am I thinking of? I'll cast spiritual weapon. So that way
That your bonus action or your action.
as my bonus action, yeah.
No,
That's my
yeah.
bonus action. Because Bomb of Peace was my actual action.
Nice.
So +7. See if I hit it or not. Does that hit?
Sorry, I was trying to look for a spiritual weapon for you. What do you get? 21. Yeah, that hits.
So essentially just creates a weapon. In this case, it would look like a giant mace.
Yeah.
And
I think let's. I feel that I want to. I'm really worried now that whatever I draw here is going to turn out rude.
well, it makes it's weighted on the bottom, so I put this so that way for extra power. So I just put like 2 hanging things to kind of extra
There you
weights
go.
in the
Big.
drawing.
Oh my lord.
It's a hammer, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
something people put on the back of their pickup trucks.
You might not see that in England. Over
Question:
here it happens a lot.
does your spiritual weapon
No,
do
we
any?
see that.
Yeah, we
Find
see.
out,
Yeah,
Let's what I'm gonna roll next.
yeah. Roll some damage.
I always tend to have a forest at the base and explosions at the top.
Can I just say, 9 points of damage? Is that how much you
Yeah, I mean,
did? This is it 7 then 9?
I don't know why I did it twice. I
So-
might press it twice on accident. I don't know.
So it's 7. 7's the top one. That was the first.
7.
Yeah. So we'll take that on it, and it's Big Mama's turn again. Okay then.
Roll 5. I didn't hear
Gonna be
no
a
bell.
1.
Well, yeah.
4.
That's our buddy.
Is that? Oh, is that Mr. Crooks?
Yes,
Yep.
Crooks. Yeah.
Oh.
And we can inherit his ship.
Just before it hits him.
Did he leave a will? I don't.
Chuck me the oars.
Yeah, I forgot he's here he is. He comes on to the. I'll just make him a little bit bigger because I cannot.
Is he caught between a crook and a hard case?
Of course he's dead. He's out in the middle of the space.
Right, there he is.
Oh, Jesus.
So right, swallowing bite goes on to him. 41 points of damage.
It's plus 10. Then. Of course it is.
Doesn't actually kill him. He's a lot stronger than what you think, but he does need to make a dexterity saving throw of a DC 16. I'm just calling up his character sheet here. Here's the dex saving throw. 9. He doesn't have embolden or anything like that. So the Big Mama sees this massive gif and just thinks, lunch, bites him and swallows him in one fair huge mind, a mouthful. And you see poor Commodore's feet kicking at the end. And then the bonus action, Sanctus, could you please make for me a Wisdom 16 saving throw?
Of course. Easy. Duh.
Don't say it.
And you don't want to be like me.
Why is it doing it twice for some reason? I don't know why it's doing it twice.
Well, the 13 came up first, so we'll take that.
13.
Are you going to use your inspiration dice? Because it has to be a 16 save.
Sure. Yeah. I'll
roll your inspiration dice then.
Is it the same thing for what? Just roll a wisdom.
Yeah. So you just roll it again, and we'll take the highest one.
There we go.
Yeah. So it fires this fear ray at you, but you stand steadfast with the power of your deity behind you. And then the Big Mama comes by again. Okay. And so Ty, you are up first.
Oh, okay. I thought she was attacking me again.
No.
Yeah.
It attacked Commander Crook, so it's up to you.
All right. 23.
23 hits.
For 5 damage.
Yep.
21 for 10 damage.
Yep.
Burn a key point. And get 2 more. Beautiful 27
yes.
critical.
11 points.
And 20 for 6 damage.
Brilliant. So I am going to do this roll and fail. So you actually do more than 20 points of damage, don't you? And so
yeah.
I have to make a Constitution saving throw to keep Commander Crooks in my belly, and I failed that.
Doesn't it say from a creature inside it?
Say again, sorry.
I think it says it needs to take 25 damage or more from a creature inside it.
Oh, right.
But I'm sorry, Commodore Crooks.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Yeah, I was reading that to see if we could get him out, but yeah.
So
I don't think we can.
Big Mama's dead.
Oh, cool.
So she's sort of like floating.
Wow, that went from into double digits to 0 really fast.
It was in double digits. Like after this first round, I was just making it up for just so you get I think Commander Crook's be able to fire off things inside to get him out, but so we're not going to leave him in there forever. But yeah,
Grenades.
Yeah, when it's
yeah.
dies,
Well,
creatures
he
no
has
longer
his
restrained.
he has his 2 pistols in any case, so he can battle his way out, and he sort of like gets puked up onto the rowing boat, all covered with what appears to be green and yellow gastric juices as he comes onto the boat.
Yeah.
And you you look around at everyone, and yeah, do you wish to do any more healing or anything like that, Sanctus? Or Jennifer, do you
Yes.
want to do any?
I'll start walking
clear out the
around,
priest.
and I'll walk around with my bomb and kind of rub my bombs all over one of them.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah,
So how much do they get back? Do you roll that? Yeah.
I'll roll that. Yeah. I'll get it one more time for y'all. Make it fun. 13.
13. So Jennifer and Perry, you get 13 points back.
You know, I'm at 1/3 health. You know, so it's all good. Just burn the rest of my wounds off.
And so does Mr. Crooks. Okay, and with Big Mama dead, you make your way. I like that battle. You know why I like it? It's because I had a bonus action. It's the first time I've had a bonus action. I'd like to say that. Just out of interest, as well as Commodore Crooks getting regurgitated onto the boat, a partially digestive dwarf skeleton comes out as well.
Huh.
Father!
And he's Jennifer, it looks like your dad.
Did somebody tell him I was making terrible ale? I'm so far to it's not possible.
He's come all this way. Just to let you know, he seems to be in some kind of bulky suit. And Commodore Crooks looks at it and says that it's actually a fish suit. Okay, so it's a bulky suit which fully encases your head and body, takes 1 minute to get on and off. While worn, it enables you to breathe in an airless environment and renders you immune to harmful effects of gas that surrounds you. The suit also grants you swimming speed equal to your walking speed while underwater, or flying speed equal to your walking speed in a environment that has no gravity. It is called a fish suit. And I've just popped it into the chat.
And it's dwarven sized?
Yes. So it will fit Perry or Ty.
Oh.
So I can just, if I put this on, I can sprint through space.
Yeah. So next time you want to get some Kindori to you, you could just hop in here and swim through space and get straight to the beast.
Yeah, I still like the rope though. I mean, bad experiences in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So one
Sure.
second. Okay then, so you safely get back to the second wind, and there's various talk about valor and bravery, and how, you know, you all killed this huge predator, this huge shark, and there's lots of pats on the backs. And as you're talking and being rewarded, and probably when Perry gets slapped on the back, it's a bit like, ouch. And you too, Jennifer. It seems a bit like you're still slightly under the weather. And as you are talking, Commodore Crook says, "Oh no, we got a visitor." And you look across, and flying with her magical fly spell, coming across from Topolah's tower, going past the big mama, where she sort of like blows a raspberry at it, like that. She carries on flying. She comes in her own pocket of air and slowly enters your envelope, and then lightly appears on the deck in front of you.
Pericles will go, success! And then
Yeah, and Topolah sort of like says to Crooks, I thought I might actually know a potential ally for you. His name is Grimzod Gargenhale. We just call him Grim. But yeah, he's a pirate, and he's fought many battles against the astral elves. She talks to you, turns to you, Sanctus, and says, "No offense." And but he's one of my friends, and he has a small fleet of ships nearby, and he might be able to be persuaded to help us in our course. I think that's well worth investigating.
how far would it take us out of our way?
That's the good thing. It's on your way. Sorry, our way, because I've decided to accompany you.
Do we still get the map thing?
Yeah, she says, "Oh yes," and chucks it to Crooks. Let me just have a check with Crooks. Yeah, and he sort of like makes a fumble attempt to catch
Pericles
it.
wants to try to grab it.
Yeah, make it
as it falls.
Make a dexterity save. DC 10 it is.
You still have a +4. Unless it's been over 10 minutes.
I don't think you gave it to me, did you?
Oh, that's right. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it was dexterity, yeah?
Yeah. DC 10. Yeah, and you collect it and grab hold of it. But Topolah's not even looking in the right direction. She looks around the ship briefly, and then she heads down, and she does repairs on this spell helm, jamming helm, and offers it to, comes up and says that things are underway, ready to go, and that she's willing to be the pilot to the Grim, where his fleet of spell jamming ships would be. And then they can go off to Doom Space after that.
Does she keep referring to him as a pirate?
Yeah, but he seems to be a pirate friend. And
Right.
remember, the Rock of Brawl is actually a place for pirates. So there seems to be a bit like Pirates of the Caribbean. There seems to be nice pirates and nasty pirates, but Grim's obviously a friend of Topolah, and she does before she goes down to pilot the ship, she looks around, and she seems to be puzzled about something as she's looking around, and And she then turns to Commodore Crooks and says, "Do you not have a battering ram?" And he says, "No." "Oh," she says, "that's going to be a bit of a pain with no battering ram." And she goes down to the room and clicks into the spell jamming helm, ready to pilot the ship once everybody is happy to be on their way. So
As soon as he's back on the second wind, Pericles is going to probably limp off to his bunk and try to get a bit of rest and recovery.
okay, yeah. So you will I think you have the option to take let me just check, so I know I keep getting times mixed up here. You will have the opportunity to take a long rest.
Okay.
So
Does a long rest automatically push you up, or I can also do a prayer of healing for my comrades.
I think it goes on how many dice you want to
no,
roll.
that's a short rest.
More important, it'll get rid of your exhaustion.
Long rest. At the end of a long rest, a character regains all lost hit points.
Okay, I don't have to do it then.
Well, hold up. I would like your prayers first off, because your prayers brought me back, and so during the long rest, I'd still like that prayer.
I'll help out my buds, including
Yeah.
Crooks.
Yeah.
And I roll prayer of healing, which takes about 10 minutes, but I got time.
It's
You've
worth
got-
the wait.
You've got plenty of.
Let's see what I can do. All right.
20 points. That's nice.
I almost don't need a long rest, but I do.
You do. You'll get your spells back as well, which will be cool. Okay, then. Anybody else need any other things from a long rest? Anything that you would like to do as you journey?
Taken
Yeah.
a long sleep just to get just to relax.
To calm down after all that
down,
rage.
Yeah.
After
You'll
all.
see my rage dissipate and the box unticks itself.
Yes, exactly. And I presume, do death saves reset once you're alive again?
Yeah. But like I say, you gain a level of exhaustion that goes.
Yeah, I've made a note of that so I can have a read of that before next time.
Oh, does it give exhaustion?
Yeah, when you go to death.
So everything gets all checks are at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay then. So, anybody else want to do any other things?
If I've got a spare hour, I'll see whether or not I can attune to this globe thing and see whether or not I can work out how it works.
What the
little thing, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to attune to it or anything like that. It just means that while you're in wild space at the moment, it almost like tells you where all the stars are. So it makes navigation a lot easier, especially when you get into doom space. No. So Topolah will be able to direct you by, the idea of the stars, etc. So. Okay then, so you set off, you get your long rest, and it's about probably as you're sailing on the second day that you notice something up ahead. There's a call out from the lookout tower that there are ships in the space ahead. And Crooks orders the second wind to be slowed down, and he takes out his spy glass and looks ahead, and he says, "I can see a cloud of debris appears to be drifting wreckages of several ships. Crook shouts, "To arms!" And peering through the eyeglass, he adds, "Looks like 3 flying ships, flying fishes, 3 lampreys, 2 squid ships, and 2 star moths." Yeah, would anybody like to do anything? It looks like the second wing is preparing for battle.
I
Very
would
clear if
stick
he's on-
close to Perry. Sorry.
Go ahead. Can I roll insight? Sorry, I want to roll insight to see if I would recognize these ships as something Astro Elves would be flying.
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
If I would recognize what these ships are.
Yeah, so if you remember beforehand, I think they were on a star moth, were they not? So there's actually 2 of those there, but not necessarily the other ships at all.
Okay. Well, let's get ready.
I mean, Pericles, if the call to arms has been done, he'll draw his sword and head to the edge of the ship where he can repel boarders or...
Yeah, okay. And Topolah comments about that. This actually looks like the remnants of Grimm's fleet. But she sort of like has a look round and said that the flagship, a space galleon called the Last Breath, does not appear among the wreckage at all.
So how many of the ships is there? About 6, is there?
There are 3 flying fishes,
Yeah.
3 lampreys, 2 squid ships, and 2 star moths. And they're in wreckage. They're not there. They don't look like they're...
Oh, right. It's going to come and attack us.
Yeah, no. So he said that it appears to be drifting wreckage of several ships.
Interesting. Okay.
Does it look like we're approaching them? Are we continuing to...
It looks like we're going to slowly maneuver our way through them.
Okay.
Does there happen to be a man standing there waving at us?
Not that you can see.
All right, so not this again.
Pericles is going to keep a sharp eye out, looking for any signs of trouble.
To be fair, Sol will be doing the same after the last episode we had.
Yes.
Echoing ties.
And probably not welcoming anybody. No. Oh, yes, there could be. That would make a good thing. I'll just put you back onto the... No, sorry. I need you back on here for this battle, this encounter. We don't need Big Mama. We don't need crooks anymore. I'll leave your tokens on, but I know you're on the ship. Okay, and then when you need to roll initiative, if you need to roll an initiative, then you can act on it. And we should have the second wind. I'll put that underneath. Okay, so you actually, the whole second wing really sort of like slows down, and anybody who's up by Starbow at this moment, he sort of like communicates that he has a somewhat bad feel about this, and this wreckage seems to be scattered, and the weird thing about it is that it just seems to be floating in space.
Is there any Is there any bodies floating?
Well,
in
the
it,
first,
from what we can see.
yeah, the first thing that you notice, it seems to be a piece of cloth. It looks the same size like a flag. And as you're sort of like flying through the wreckage, just as you get to the edge of it, it attaches itself on the front-facing ballista of second wind. It looks like it's attached onto it.
Who's close? If Pericles is close to it,
Anybody could be close to it. It's not a problem.
He'll grab it and have a hold it up so he can see whether or not it's a flag and what insignia it has on it.
It seems to be a blood red pirate flag. So when I say a blood red, I'm not saying it's covered in blood. I'm saying it's a blood. So the background is a blood red with the skull and crossbones on.
I mean, holding it up, he'll say in a louder voice, do you recognize this flag, Topolah?
Topolah's in the spell jamming room at the moment.
Can't she see everything that's happening on deck, etc.?
Not that you can see at the moment.
All right. Okay.
I can try to do another insight roll, see if I recognize it. You know, Astro.
It is a pirate flag.
Just fire flag.
It's a bit like skull and crossbones or something like that. That's what it is.
Just be careful. You know, get ready for any possible ambush.
Yeah.
The fleet that it allegedly belongs to are pirates.
Correct.
Right? So,
yeah.
So it could just be their own flag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you continue to move through, there comes a shout from the lookout. And just what Perry asked a moment before, whoever it was, there seems to be 2 human corpses floating in space. It looks like you're going to intercept them. The direction you're going in. They seem to be face down, arms out, just floating around.
Okay. Maybe we can try to intercept them and grab them on the way past. Just to see if we can see any, details.
So
that kind of thing.
as you get close to them, as they hit the prow of the boat, they seem to come somewhat alive and actually crawl up onto the deck. If Sanctus, if you would like to make an insight check for me. No. Anybody can make a history check.
History. All right. I'm historically.
Would it be something from Faerun or not?
Probably not.
Okay.
But
we'll make one then.
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
Maybe ignore mine then as well,
Okay.
since I'm not from the outer space.
Space zombie pirates?
You think you recognize them as something called a vampire.
Even better.
So they're literally vampires who are pirates.
Vampire pirates.
And so and they sort of like clamber up onto the second wind, and sort of like comes up, and they sort of like say, we are fair and honest pirates, and we are looking for employment since our ship has left us.
Insight check, please. to see whether or not they're telling the truth.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, they seem to be telling the truth.
You can't trust these horrendous beasts. These undead heathens.
And you notice one talks to the other one as they see you, Sanctus. And they sort of like say, they look around and see Crooks. And Crooks gives a very disgusted glance at them as if to say, you are not welcome on this ship. And one of them says to Crooks, my name is Giorgio, and do you know you have an Astra elf on your ship?
I'm no just mere Astra elf. I am a follower of the Thander, and he hates you. He thinks you suck.
Well, most people hate us, but you know.
Well, I don't think we can just leave them here to drift in the middle of nowhere, can we?
No, because then they can't feed on bodies in the middle of nowhere and kill us all.
Crooks says, they're not going to be part of my crew.
Are you sure we don't need a night watch?
Put them in the brig, as far as I'm concerned.
It would seem a compromise. We will give you passage until we can get somewhere safe. At least then you won't be drifting.
Yeah, he says they say that's better than flying around out here.
Did you cause this destruction? He points of all the destroyed ships and whatnot.
He says, well, me and the captain, us and the captain probably did some of it.
The captain? Who's the captain?
Grim. Grim's the captain. He's our captain.
And where's he at?
Well, our ship got taken out, so we know where he is, or we could try to find him. We think he was going roughly in that direction, and one of them points and the other says, no, I think it was that way. Definitely that way. And they say,
what happened here?
A big battle, scummy elf. With your kind attacking our boats.
Probably because you're evil scum. Easy fight.
He points out to one of the giant moths and says, yeah, not that easy.
Destroyed your ships, did it not?
Apart from the ones that got away.
I don't think name calling is really going to be getting us anywhere. Was Grim still alive when you saw him last?
Most definitely.
Drifting, was he?
No, he was on this ship.
Oh.
He just left you? Obviously for good reason.
One of the Giorgio at this point noticed something off port bow or the starboard bow, and it seems to be when you look over there seems to be another drifting corpse there, but round it there appears to be some form of shark that is sort of like not well, yeah, it's sort of like picking away at the corpse. I'm just going to display the picture for you so you can see it in the chat. Has that come through?
How big is it?
It's not it's not huge. I've got dimensions. 6 foot long, and there's actually I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, there's 3 of them at the moment.
Well, looks like they can be fed by these creatures instead of us, but whatever. Look, it's not up to me, but just keep in mind, if you keep these fiends on the boat, you're dooming us all. Just saying. Gross.
And they Crook sort of like says, put them in the brig, and they sort of like they're quite happy with that.
We're going to get the direction which way the Grimm's vessel went.
Yeah, so one of them, if you remember, one of them
One
pointed to
one way, and the other one said no, it was definitely the other way.
yeah.
Do you know where it was going?
And they almost like say that way, and the other one says that way.
Right, but like a specific planet or place,
Destination.
or yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, we know that they were going to the rendezvous point.
And that was a place called.
He sort of like says, "We're pirates. We're not captains of the fleet."
Right, wonderful. Could you maybe recognize it if we showed you a map?
We'll recognize his ship.
No, the rendezvous point.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yes. Yes, bring us out once we passed through the debris.
All right.
Right. Okay.
I think maybe if we show them the map that we got from the tower, then
They might
maybe they could. Yeah.
they might be able to pick. They seem to be more crew people rather than captains. They don't. So it is true that they might not actually know. So they're happily down in the brig, and you pass by this corpse that's been scavenged on, and just as you pass the center of the ships, a tiny ball of light appears over the bow of the ship and quickly flies around the mast and settles a few feet above the main deck, changing colors as it hovers in place. And then a soft voice says, "Maybe, are you lost? Maybe I could be of assistance."
Hello, pretty light.
And that seems to be, I think that would be a good place to stop it for tonight. I'm just seeing whether or not I got a picture for you. 'Cause I know what's going to happen next. So yeah, I don't have a picture, but it literally does look like a ball of light. That is
It's probably a miracle from the Thunder.
quite possibly. And just to give you a heads up, the druid can't talk to this either. So just don't bother asking.
I don't understand the
Wait,
druid's
wait.
purpose. I don't what's
The more you ask somebody, the more capable they become in it.
That's it. Yeah, and by the end of it,
They'll talk to everything.
yeah, she'll be chatting away with Big
And
Mama
Santa
as well. It'll be. I'm just hang on. Let me just don't look at the stream at the moment because I'm searching through my all my icons.
Is there a gym on this ship so I can power level?
Yeah.
If I get to level 13, then I can talk to any creature that knows the language.
Let's have a training montage.
Yes, unfortunately not.
Unfortunate.
But maybe, well, you actually level at the end of every part. So we are doing well at the moment. So you're on part 2, and this is all chapter 5, and you're getting close to the end of chapter 5, and then there's chapter 6 and 7, and then there'll be a bit of a upgrade for you. And some of you, wow, Big Mama hit you hard, didn't it?
What do you mean? I didn't even get hit once.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
I was enjoying the blessings. That's all.
Yeah, do you want to know?
The blessings were great.
And do you want to know? I think 2 people are very thankful that you are around, Sanctus.
So,
I'm sure there'll be lots of hugs and kisses from them at a later date.
Yeah, I'm
That's
glad
what
we
the
didn't leave
prayers
him
were,
behind in
right?
that jail.
you can, if you kiss my feet, you're kissing the Thanos feet, so whatever.
Ouch. Right, brilliant. So we've moved significantly on with the story. We've got Topolah on the second wind now, and we're off to try to find Grimm's ship, and who is one of Topolah's friends, who might be able to help the party in the crusade against the nasty astral elves. So yeah, what is this strange light that has appeared on the ship? And why is it talking in such soft lullaby tones
And
to
can
the
I
party?
punch it?
Can you punch it? And can Jennifer talk to it in its own language? Maybe not. So, yeah, thank you for coming along and supporting us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Darth. Good adventure. It's very good at the moment. I'm enjoying it. Medivac, do you want to give your games an advert?
A very brief one. Yeah, we've got Cthulhu on Monday, but we're taking a brief 2-week break from D&D.
Oh, no.
And work commitments and things like that.
Work always gets in the way, does it not?
So sad.
Yeah.
Yes, back on the 6th of February, I think.
So D&D back on the 6th,
I
but...
think so. Yeah, but we're doing Trail of Cthulhu on Monday, and then that's taking a break. For another couple of weeks.
And that's over on your channel, which is Medivac the Healing Hoover, or one.
Yes.
Mr. Pickles.
Yes, I am Mr. Pickles, and I have podcasts. It's called And I Took That Personally. You can find it on anchor.fm. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. And it's me and my friend Brad talking about movies. We try and release an episode a month. This month was Slender Man and everything about that weird creature. And next month is going to be about French stop motion animation, because why not?
Excellent. And I put the link to the Spotify version of that in the chat. Anybody else with any more news or items that they would like to promote?
Nope.
No, brilliant. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with some Minecraft, trying to get my thermonuclear reactor built, because I'm definitely out of power at the moment. And then tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, there will be some more Elder Scrolls Online. And if you have enjoyed tonight's adventure, then please do come back next Saturday at 7 o'clock GMT time, when we'll see what the glowing light is and what it's doing on the second wind. Until then, look after yourself, stay safe and positive. Until next time, it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Moon Man.
So long, farewell.